It's seasonal switch up time. I don't even know what that is, I've just made it up. The title might not even have that on it. This is literally just popped into my head. I've probably seen it in a magazine. Anyway, 5 things that are lighter weight for spring, summer. So getting rid of the heaviness and in with the lightness. And I've got everything for you, from body stuff to interiors to a little snippet of rare fashion. So let's go and see the first thing. Let's kick off with skincare and going from richer, heavier textures into your more lightweight but equally hydrating kind of products. Now, you will know Nip Fab. They are the market leaders in acid skincare, but this is a bit different. This is all about hydration. And this is the brand new Hyaluronic Extreme 4 range. And this is all about packing in hydration, but in really beautiful, barely there textures. So you've got a really silky, lightweight serum. You've got a gel moisturizer that just feels like you're wearing nothing. And all of the products are formulated with 2 different weights of hyaluronic acid in high concentrations that really help to retain moisture. And those ingredients are enhanced by polyglutamic acid, just to seal in all of the hydration, and tremella for that sort of extra kick of moisture. Now, not to labour a point because you've probably got it by now, but it's all about hydration. So for me, I use my retinol every other night pretty much. And in those nights between, I just want to get as much moisture into my skin as I can. This is perfect for that. Suitable for any skin types, even sensitive, any skin age. It's just a really uncomplicated ingredient that you don't have to think too much about, and it just slots really nicely into any skincare routine. So I have 4 products to show you from the range, and I am incredibly excited about the cleansing cream because I like a heavyweight cleanser. I like it to either be a balm or an oil or a gorgeous, nourishing, comforting type of cream. And this is a nourishing, comforting type of cream. Hurrah! No fragrance, doesn't feel greasy, but when you rinse it off, doesn't leave your skin feeling tight, which I know I say a lot, but that really is the kind of holy grail of cleansing. And then we have the Hyaluronic Fix Extreme 4 serum, completely weightless on the skin. Just really feels like you're applying water. This has 2 molecular weights of hyaluronic acid. So you've got your larger one, which is sort of plumping on the surface of the skin, and then you've got your smaller molecular weight, which is penetrating slightly deeper into the skin, and that's helping with things like fine lines and wrinkles. This one is so beautifully barely there. It's really gorgeous for layering. Be great for summer because it feels really cool and fresh on the skin. Perfectly paired with the hybrid gel cream. All skin types again, even sensitive. Great for putting on under your SPF. Great for putting on underneath makeup. It's just also light and fresh. You know, it's like a sort of a splash of cold water on the face. Look at these though. I am not a fan at all of sheet masks. In fact, I'd go so far to say I really dislike them. I don't like the feeling of them. I know some people warm them up on the radiator before they use them, but honestly, I don't want something cooling all over my face unless I've moved to a very hot country. Eye patches, however, I am well into. I love that concentrated feeling of sort of coolness around the eye area. I find it just very, very therapeutic. And so I'm quite excited that Nip Fab have got the jelly eye patches, and I just pop those on and leave them on for as long as I can. They just feel gorgeous. Now listen, I will put more details and links to the products in the description below. If you have any questions, fire away in the comments and I shall do my best to answer. Now look, after the skincare, in with the makeup. There are loads of makeup changes you could make going into spring, but for me the most important one is the texture of the base. So going from sort of heavier foundations with a little bit more coverage to those easy, everyday, all-in-one, glowy, moisturising tints. So they're quite sheer, they've just got enough coverage to knock back dark circles and redness and whatever. You normally need to go in with a concealer afterwards, I find. This one that I'm putting on now is by Authored, and this is so glowy and lightweight going on. It's really, really beautiful. So I like that a lot. I have used shade 4, FYI. Shade 4. That's shade 4, everybody. Shade 4. Okay. the Fashion Go Lighter seasonal switch. Let's see if we can get all of me in. I've got really squeaky trainers on. Oh God, it's annoying filming fashion stuff on YouTube. This is why I've never done it, look. You have to, there's so much wasted space. Let's turn the camera. You just have to deal with this, I'm afraid. Okay, so, typical uniform for the day. I don't know why these shoes are suddenly so squeaky. White trainers, blue jeans, and some kind of either jumper or shirt or t-shirt. That is pretty much my daily uniform. The coat is a pretty old one actually, from Hush. It's really, really thick and heavy, and it's one of my favourite winter coats. I absolutely love it. It's got a massive belt, which is actually a bit too long really, and you can cinch it in. It looks great over dresses, it looks great over jeans. It's just one of those classics that I will never ever get rid of. However, it's too much for spring. Let's do the seasonal switch. Let's do the seasonal switch. Do you know that somebody told me the other day that you're not supposed to have your laces on the outside of your trainers? Now, why is that? What's wrong with that? They said it's really uncool. How else do you lace your bloody trainers up? I ask you. This trench, I'm not a huge fan of trench coats per se. However, this one is silk satin. I bought this in Palm Springs with Sam Chapman. She got one and then I had to get one too because it looked so good on her. And I bring it out every spring for just a little outing out of the wardrobe really. You know, for those days, those rare days when it's warm enough that you don't really need a coat, but it's not boiling hot. There aren't many days like that in the UK, granted, but when there are, and it's not raining, because this is not a raincoat that you can wear in the rain, it stains, you have to dry clean it, it's a bloody nightmare. So on those 1% of days when the weather is perfectly transitional and spring-like, I crack out the trench. I like to cinch it by having that tied at the back. But now and again I go crazy and I put the belt on. But apparently again, it's not cool to do your belt up. It's cooler apparently to knot it. I always feel a bit like Poirot or some kind of French detective when I wear this trench. So that's my little fashion seasonal switch up from heavy coat to light. It's rocket science, this is. The lighting is nice in this landing. I'll have to film here more often. It's such nice light. I'm going to do an impromptu little section here. It's nice, isn't it? I feel like it's all glowy. Have you used one of these moisturising body mists or sprays? I have to say I was quite cynical about them when they first came out. However, there were a couple that I've tried that have been excellent, and this I think is the best. It's the Daily Moisturising After Shower Mist. I have featured this before, however, I've probably finished one and started another one since then. Because I'm so lazy, I actually skip body moisturising quite a lot of the time. However, this, you can get out of the shower. Obviously, I'm not going to do it because I'm not naked and I'm not going to film this naked. And you just spritz yourself all over, all the way down to your toes and rub it lightly in. A lot of these sort of light mist moisturisers, they feel nice and light and fresh when they go on, and then you kind of think, oh, that's disappeared, it's not really done anything. This one, it almost leaves like a gloss on the skin. It's just really, really beautiful. You can tell that it's really working, but it has that light, fresh feel. I think it's the perfect spring, summer kind of body moisturiser for those that cannot be bothered to really do it. Always skip it. It's so easy. Interiors. Now listen, I used to think that people that changed up their interiors depending on the season, so cushions, blankets, some people even do curtains and rugs, I used to think, quite frankly, they were slightly unhinged. However, as I've gone through life and I've accumulated more cushions, much to Mr. AMR's horror, and bedspreads and quilts and all those kind of things that are just sort of, you can pack away into the cupboard, I have realised that it's a really quick and easy, relatively inexpensive way of changing your entire decor. I hate the word decor, I don't know why. And so, once a year now, sometimes more if I'm feeling feisty, but who's got time for it? Once a year when we go out of the colder months and into the warmer, I do a little turnaround, change around of my bedspreads and my cushions. That's where I draw the line. Can't be faffing with rugs and curtains. But the bed things and the sofa things, easy to change. So it's out with the heavier knits. I tend to use quite jewel tones and velvets and things like that throughout the winter months. And it's in with the lighter fabrics. We've got this one blanket. We call it Henry VIII. It's a faux fur blanket and it's so hot. I don't know why we call it Henry VIII. So really easy change around. Now, everything that you can see on the bed behind me is from Ochre. You know that I have a thing for Ochre, but their new collection is just gorgeous. Really lightweight, but very sort of tactile, almost rustic feeling fabrics and textures. And the cushions have got these amazing patterns on them, and they've got tassels, which remind me of that character from Beauty and the Beast, the original. Was it the little doggy? Was he a footstool? And he had the tassels that flapped along. I'm well into cushions with embellishments now. Piping, fringing, the ones to the edge have got fringing on, don't know whether you can see that, and tassels. I just think, oh, some of them have got the pom-pom trim, but that has to be done well. I just think it takes a very plain object and makes it into a thing of really kind of special beauty. So I'm loving the trims on those cushions. The bedspread is gorgeous. I will put the link to all of these things in the description below, so make sure that you check them out. But yeah, really quick and easy, and I feel like this is much lighter and fresher for the spring months.